All right, good morning. Today is Monday, March 30th, and we're going to be talking about 10-2, so we're moving on to the next chapter. And today we're going to be talking about perimeter of particular shapes. So you've dealt with perimeter before in previous years, but today we're going to talk about perimeter of regular polygons. So we talked about polygons in chapter 9. A polygon, a closed figure made up of line segments connected at vertices, and all of them contain interior angles, and we talked a little bit about the exterior angles. But here's your regular pentagon. I know it's not regular, but it's as close as I can get on the board. So we're going to start finding the perimeter of these shapes, but we have to remember what the definition of a regular polygon is. So please write this down, what a regular polygon is, because this is the whole basis of today's lesson. So a regular polygon, all of the sides have the same length, and all the interior angles have the same measure. So they have the same number of degrees. And this actually alludes a little bit to your have the same measure. And I guess you can't see it so well there, so I'm going to erase it. Measure. Okay. So we're going to be talking about these type of polygons in today's lesson. Normally what you would do in finding perimeter is just add up all the sides. So if you know what all 5 sides of this pentagon are, then you just add those together and you would get your perimeter. But we are only given one of these sides for these problems, or we're given the perimeter, which we'll look at as our second type of problem in this lesson. So here, I'm going to give you that each side is S meters, miles, feet. And we're going to talk about specifically with the perimeter of the Pentagon building. So a Pentagon building actually has a side length of 921 feet. So each side of the Pentagon is 921 feet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and find the perimeter of this shape. So I hope you guys realize that one way to do this is to just do 921. If this is 921 and it's regular, then so are all of these. They're all each 921 feet. So I could do 921 plus 921 plus 921 plus 921 plus 921. That's a lot of adding. Or I can make this an easier problem and do 921 times however many sides, which in this case is 5. So we're going to multiply these together. And we get 4605, or 4,605. And don't forget, we're talking about feet. Okay? Isn't that nice when you get a regular polygon? If you know one of the sides, you know what all the other sides are. And therefore, all I have to do is take one of the sides and multiply by the number of sides. Okay, that's for a regular polygon though. So we're going to use a formula here because I hope you guys can already see it. If I have any regular polygon and I'm trying to find the perimeter, I have a little formula. P equals, we'll call it N times S. So P equals N times S. And we're going to define some of these variables where N is equal to the number of sides So n stands for the number of sides. So n is the number of sides. And S stands for the side length. So S is the side length. Okay? So N stands for the number of sides. Remember in the last problem, we had a pentagon, so 5 sides. And then S stands for the side length. So going back to that last problem, if we use P equals N times S, then P, capital P, stands for perimeter. That's what I'm trying to find in this problem. Number of sides, I have 5 of them. And then the length of each side for that last problem was 921. So I'm trying to find the perimeter. I multiply 5 sides by 921 feet, and then I would get my final answer as I did on that last problem. Okay, so we're gonna look at this formula and we're gonna apply it to one problem here. How about I have an example here. So here's one problem I'll get to you. I have a perimeter of a regular hexagon, and that perimeter is 25.92 centimeters. So the perimeter, P, is equal to 25.92 centimeters. So they gave me the perimeter, and they said it's a regular hexagon. So if you remember what a hexagon is, how many sides does a hexagon have? So N is equal to 6. Okay, what am I trying to find in this problem? It says right here, what is the length of each side? I'm looking for S in this problem. Okay, I'm looking for S right here. So I have 25.92 equals N times S. 6 times S. Okay, I already have the perimeter. They gave me how many sides. I'm trying to find what is the length of each side. So how in the world am I going to solve for S here? Well, S is being multiplied by 6, so I undo that by divided by 6. I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and that should get me the length of each side. So these 6's will cancel. I'm left with S equals, and then I have to divide this out. I'll do right here in the middle, 25.92. So this lesson is going to test not only multiplication, or this lesson is going to test not only multiplication, but also your division. So here I'm going to put my decimal point. 6 doesn't go into 2, but it does go into 25 4 times. 6 times 4 is 24. I have a remainder of 1, and I bring down that 9. So 6 goes into 19. 3 times, that's 8. Bring down a 2. 6 goes into 12 twice. And that's it. That's where it ends. So what is the length of each side? 4.32. And then what are we talking about in this problem? Centimeters. That's the length of each side. That's what your homework's going to mainly be about. You're going to be given a perimeter. You're going to be given the number of sides, and then you have to find what the length of each side is. So this is a regular hexagon. The perimeter was 25.92 centimeters. And when we worked it out, 4.32 centimeters for each side. And I hope that makes sense because, again, we have 6 sides. So we have a hexagon 6-sided. 6 times 4 is 24, which is about 25.92. So our answer makes sense. That's where the estimation comes in. Okay, let me give you one more of these problems, and then I'll let you go on your homework. I'll post this up. And this homework is going to be due tonight. So I recommend you do this after you watch this video. And if you have any questions, please let me know on Google Classroom, and I'm more than happy to help you out. Okay, here we go. I have a decagon. So this problem says it's a decagon, and it's regular. It's a regular decagon. So all sides are equal, all angles are equal. and the perimeter is 22.4. The perimeter, 22.4 centimeters again, 22.4 centimeters. Okay, so on this problem, I'm trying to find what the length of each side is. So the decagon, perimeter is 22.4. So I'm using this little formula. Perimeter equals number of sides times the length of each side. And so I have 22.4 equals, how many sides would a decagon have? Yes, it would have 10. And I'm trying to find the number or the length of each side. So I'm going to have 22.4 equals 10 times s. So what do I have to do to both sides to solve? I have to divide both sides by 10, which will leave me with s equals some answer. So I'm going to do that 22.4 divided by 10. Remember, the top number always goes in the box, bottom number always goes outside. This is your dividend, this is your divisor, and we're looking for a quotient. So bring up that decimal point. 10 goes into 2, no times. 10 goes into 22, twice, that's 20. Okay, and then I bring down that 4. 10 goes into 24, twice again, that's 20. Leaves me with 4. And remember, if it's not done and you have a decimal number, you can put an annex another 0, they call it. I'm going to bring that 0 down. 10 goes into 40 4 times. That's it. There's no more remainder. So my final answer is going to be 2.24 centimeters. Please give me your units where they belong. Each length for this decagon, each side length is going to be 2.24. And let's see if that makes sense. What's 2, if I just rounded this to 2, what's 2 times 10? It's 20, right? Which is about 22.4, which means our answer makes sense. Okay, guys, your homework is going to be, and I guess I'll write it up here, and then I'll also post this on Google Classroom so you guys know what I'm asking for. It's going to be numbers 2 through 9 all. So the homework is numbers 2 through 9 all, and that's going to be on page 303 in your workbook, 303. Okay? Again, if you have questions, please ask me on Google Classroom. Also, we'll have review sessions for these lessons if you're not getting them completely, but there's your homework, and I hope you do well on that. See you guys.